it's Natasha, and this is my first episode of Natasha's Horror Movie Reviews. And my mom and I went to a double feature at Connecticut Cult Classic, and the double feature was Jaws and Piranha. I'm going to be talking about Piranha today, and it starts off with two teenagers, and they are just hiking, and it's pretty obvious they're gonna die, so they see this no trespassing sign to like a building, and then they went like under the fence so then they could get in. Then they saw this pool, and they were like, let's take a dip, and they were just dumb. And they went skinny dipping, and then first off, something swam by the guy's leg and bit him, and then he said to the girl, "Why'd you bite me?" And she was like, "I didn't bite you. What do I look like? The monster from the Black Lagoon?" And then the guy dies, obviously. He dies by piranhas in the pool. So then the girl is screaming her lungs off while she should be swimming back to get out. Like, leave that guy, he's dumb.
Like, stereotypical.
And, then the girl, she gets eaten alive. And then there is, like, this old guy in the next scene where he's bringing wine to this other guy who's just sitting on his porch waiting for him to bring him some wine. And then they just talk about what they do for a living. And then there's another scene where there's like this woman playing a Jaws game, and it's really funny because we were gonna see Jaws after it. And she's just playing the game while her boss is just getting her tickets to go to the place to find out where the teens went missing. And she keeps talking about how she's like part
Doghound? Greyhound?
Bloodhound. And that's my brother over there. He's just sitting.
Sup?
Aye.
So, back to the movie. So, now she's going to the place, and she finds the guy who was just, like, getting some wine from an old guy. So, then they start talking, and then, well, before that, she gets her engine stops running. So, because she is driving recklessly, and it's just, how can you drive like that with no doors? And so then they go to the building where the teens die. And then when they went inside the building where they actually got the switch to empty out the pool, there's this other guy who tries to stop them because the piranhas would get out, and he later in the movie he talks about how they're not regular piranhas, how they're crazy. Anyways, so they empty the pool, and then they find skeletons. Those are the teens that were dumb and went skinny dipping in the pool. So they find the skeletons, and they thought it was the two people that went missing. So then later they went back to the house, and well, first the guy who was trying to get them to stop and not empty the pool, he stole their car. Then he crashes and flips the car over, and then he is going to die soon. So then they take him back to the other guy's house, and then he lays down in the bed and tied up because he was unconscious. They tied him up to the bed so then he wouldn't get out because he got hurt. And so then the woman like watches over him while the other guy's just sitting on his couch. And so then the old guy wakes up. He's, by the way, old. So he wakes up and then he goes crazy because he didn't know he was tied up to the bed. And then he gets angry at them. And so then the lady leaves him in the room. And then they start talking, and then the other guy, he actually has a daughter who actually is going to a camp. And when I saw the camp, I was like, oh, piranhas are obviously gonna get them because the kids were so annoying. They are screaming and splashing everywhere. Obviously, they would probably get killed. So then, later in the movie, the two people, and the old guy, they have like this raft, and they were just rowing along the lake trying to find the piranhas. And then there's the scene where it's like out of nowhere a father and a son, and they were fishing, and it was like somebody's obviously gonna get killed in this scene.
It's definitely gonna be the father.
So then the boat like tilts over and flips, and the son actually gets on top of the boat and like tries to save his father, but then his father dies and the piranhas ate him. Then the son is just like screaming and trying to get help. And so, like, I'm gonna skip through a little bit, so let me just finish this. So the son is like yelling and screaming for help, and then the people like row along and like saves him. Like the old guy like jumps out of the raft just to save the little boy, and then he starts to get eaten. And then they like save him before he's like fully eaten, but he was like bitten up really good. So then he would die. He died because like his hand like got into the lake and his blood was pouring out. So then the piranhas like came and ate the raft and him, and they got to the land, and I'll skip through some parts. I'm not gonna spoil it anymore. So then I had fun, and I hope to do this again next week. And comment down below which movie you would like me to do next. Okay, bye.
Bye, boy.